Daily, as the gruesome details of Shraddha's murder case trickle in, people are glued to television sets and also to their phones as they are lapping up all the details that are coming in. One such detail that came was that the web series called Dexter that Aftab saw before he executed this crime. And a lot of people started asking, what exactly is this series called Dexter? Well, Dexter is not exactly a web series. I have decided to talk to you about it because I saw this series or multiple seasons of this series when it used to come on television way back in probably 2007 or 8 in India as well on a channel called AXN. This serial was all about a man who is a serial killer, and he has had that instinct ever since he was a child. Dexter works with the law enforcement. He's a blood splatter specialist who helps the homicide department in actually catching the criminals. But this is his day job. He also moonlights as a serial killer, which is of course not his job, but he thinks of it as his job because he takes it upon himself to remove the filth of the society. He chooses to kill those people who have either been murderers or are a menace to society as he perceives them. Now you have to understand that the character of Dexter is a very complex character. He has a sense of good and a sense of evil in him. And Dexter's father, who as we are watching this series, in a few seasons, we realized that his father had picked him up from a crime scene, adopted him, and then later on trained him into becoming this killing machine so that he does not kill innocent people. When his father saw this child, in fact later on it's so convoluted that you find that there is another brother of Dexter who was also picked up from that crime scene but was not adopted by the adopted father of Dexter, and he later on goes on to become a serial killer himself because he's so emotionally damaged. Anyway, so Dexter is picked up from this crime scene where his mother has been murdered, and he is actually splattered with blood himself, and the entire crime scene is splattered with blood. And Dexter as a baby is lying there, and when the police officer walks in, he immediately takes a liking to the child and feels pity and sympathy and brings the child home and adopts him. But as Dexter grows, he suddenly realizes that he has a streak in him, a violent streak. He enjoys killing animals. He sees that he one day kills a neighbor cat, a cat that loiters around in the neighborhood, then some other animal, and then he realizes that he has this streak in him. And with that, he takes a decision that day, and that is to groom Dexter into becoming a killing machine and evading the law enforcement as well. And the best way to cover up everything else would be to get him a job in the law enforcement itself. So Dexter is taken out by his father, shown how to stalk a potential victim, firstly profile a victim, find a victim, decide upon it, depending on what kind of crimes he has committed, and sort of weighing how it would impact the society, and then stalking him, finally pinning him down somewhere. He uses, I think, like a syringe with something. He sort of makes them unconscious, takes them into this setup that he has, which is completely covered with plastic, and he ties them up on a table. And when they come to their senses, he actually tells them why he's killing them. He informs them, and they all usually have interacted with him one way or the other in each episode as this simple young man who seems very timid and meek. Eventually, Dexter goes on very comfortably on this killing spree, killing criminals, but one such time comes when he ends up in certain situations where the police or a certain cop who's actually his friend also is really at his heels. So anyway, this is the story that I was trying to tell you of the series that's been on top of everybody's mind as to what it is, and that's exactly what people have been saying, that he took Aftab took inspiration from Dexter about chopping up parts of the body and disposing them, which Dexter used to do they were of course in a coastal city, so he would dispose it in the sea off the coast, and he would actually go in a wetsuit and go and dispose it off. But here this guy went around disposing it all over the city, and in fact right now they are expecting that it might be in the NCR region, in some other districts as well, and till now he's been misleading the police as well, and police has not found any clinching forensic evidence which would link him to the crime. So well, if you are keen on it, watching it as to what exactly was Aftab watching, I think you can watch it on Prime Videos, where it's still available. Do tell us what you think about this video, and subscribe to India Today for more news updates.